Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, the 8th of December, 2021. Can you imagine it's already December 8th? Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market and futures forum. We gapped up, went a little higher, went higher, came back near highs on the markets for the year. Really, really interesting, obviously. Let's go through let's go through the daily charts and see what we get. So crude oil down 27 cents. 71.78 adds current, but it was up today. Still off the highs by a lot for the year, and obviously we've probably seen the highs for the year at this point in time. Gold up $1.40. Interesting. S&P cash, so 95 points up. See, again, look at that gap and then go. This is the big one. NASDAQ up 479 points. Looks like it's a huge day. Problem is, it's a big gap up. Look at that gap that's left behind. So it was untradeable. I mean, you couldn't, unless you're chasing stuff, you can't really do much with that. And you'll see the intraday action in a few minutes, but it was horrible. Not back near highs. I will tell you this, it's interesting. If you happen to, I don't know that this is going to happen. I'm not predicting this or anything, but if you were to gap down huge in the morning, that would be the crush on the markets, right? Because all these people that went in on, 5 billion shares on a gap up after the market's already slid, right? They're chasing averaging down, basically is what it is, right? They didn't average down, and now you gap down. If you were to gap down and leave a floating island there, bye-bye. Talk to me at 12,000 on the NASDAQ. I'm not saying that's going to happen because that's a big if. Futures are currently showing pretty flat, but it's just, that is not a pretty looking candle right there, that floating candle like that. I mean, you don't like to see that. It's not tradable, but it's just other problems to it. Now, the S&P stocks, look at this. The stocks at highs for the year, right? This thing couldn't make highs for the last 2 weeks. Jumps to highs after the market collapses, up 188 points. Biotech's up 175. Off the lows, this thing's not positive by any stretch of the imagination. Russell 2000 up 50. This thing's right back in that range it's been in for months. The Dow was up 492.4. TLT to 20-year bond ETF down $1.23. So, whatever. Bonds down, rates up, but we're back near the highs anyway, so it's not bad. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ, positive 2231, so way more stocks up than down. On the New York was positive 1903. Trend closes at 0.7, puts the 10-day moving average down at 1.08. It's fine. It's not a signal. NASDAQ volume was 5.1 billion shares. Look, again, I do want to point something out here. I mean, look at this is kind of like, it's obvious, right? But whatever. Last week we sold off a lot, and the volume was 6.6, 6.4, 6 point whatever, right? Look at the last 2 days. Less than, basically 5.1 billion shares. So the rally days, so much less volume than the sell-off days. And you can say, well, that's fine. People are selling off and whatever. But that's not a positive when there's more volume when we sell, and when the market goes up, nobody cares. Not nobody, but it's just less, right? VIX down 5.29. So again, this thing spiked and came back with the market like it should. The Apple up $5.86. New closing highs on Apple in the middle of all this. Amazon up 95.92. Facebook up $4.94. Google up 82.29, right? Big gap up there. Goldman Sachs up 10.81, another gap up. Netflix up $12.89. Look at that 13 sell signal, so perfect on Netflix. Tesla up $42.74. Didn't quite get to the 13, we got to the 12 before it sold off. Zoom up $3.22. And then this thing's at lows basically, and Peloton down down 71 cents, also at lows. Bitcoin sitting at 50,870. If you look at the intraday action, 5 minute. Oh, let's go to 5 minute candles just so we can see what's going on here. If you look at 5 minute candles, what you got is, this is the hard part. It wasn't a tradable day. Like, look at the action from the prior days. Big gap up, pushed higher for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and then that's it. Dead flat the rest of the day. That's not tradable. Nothing moved after that. And yet you get, and the same thing, by the way, the NASDAQ's a little more positive, but it pulled back late. But I mean, look, everything after the first hour or so is dead flat, right? You don't go anywhere. And meanwhile, the NASDAQ's up 479 points. And so on the news, everybody says, oh, what a big day in the market. Not a very tradable day the way that we go about it. It is what it is because we didn't lose any money. And we didn't lose money on the way down. We made money. We've made a lot of money, but we haven't lost money on the way up either. So it is what it is. We'll see what this leads to. All right, in terms of economic data on Wednesday, JOLTS job openings at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, crude oil inventories at 8:30, 10-year bond auction at 11, and that's it. So it's not a very big day. But remember, we head into Thursday and Friday, and that's the quarterly futures contract roll. We go to the March 2022 contracts, like the H2s and H22s instead of the current ES Z21s. And that'll kill us on Friday and slow us down on Thursday. But maybe Wednesday we can still get something done. We'll see what happens. Charts as usual. Brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Wednesday.